My name is Shelby Cole. I'm 33 years old. I am living in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I'm a registered nurse, a wife, a mother of 3, and I am living with narcolepsy type 1 with cataplexy. Narcolepsy is the inability to regulate the sleep-wake cycles. And there are 2 different types of narcolepsy. There's narcolepsy type 1 with cataplexy, which involves a reaction where the muscles actually weaken during an episode of strong emotion. Narcolepsy type 2 is without cataplexy. The severity of cataplexy can range from patient to patient. I actually experience very mild cataplexy. Some experiences I've had where someone makes me laugh and my knees buckle and my jaw can go a little slack, whereas someone who has a more severe form of it can actually completely fall out. Back in 2017 is when I started to experience symptoms that were so debilitating that they were starting to affect my daily life. I was sleeping 16 to 18 hours a night, and still upon waking, I would feel extremely groggy, almost like I had been drugged. It was extremely hard for me to get out of bed. I was having sleep attacks during the day. It was like my brain was being pulled into sleep, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't fight it. When I went to the doctor, we checked everything off that could be checked. We went through so many different tests, labs. I was tested for several autoimmune diseases. I was tested for celiac disease even, and all those came back normal. Eventually, my doctor referred me to a pulmonologist/sleep specialist who ordered an overnight sleep study, and I was also able to get the multiple sleep latency test ordered, which is ultimately what led me to be diagnosed with narcolepsy. I remember I cried because for the first time in a really long time, I felt hopeful I could be functional again. It was also bittersweet because back then and even now, there is no cure. So to live with a lifelong condition that there is no known cure for, it can be a little sad. The medication combination that I was started on was a combination of a stimulant and a central nervous depressant, and with that combination, I started to experience a better quality of life. But it wasn't easy getting the medication initially. I actually wasn't able to even start the medication for 3 months because insurance denied it that many times. I had to reach out to the doctor and arrange for a peer-to-peer and for an appeal. After probably 3 months, insurance finally approved that medication. It was around $100 a month, so a little on the expensive side. I think the average time it takes for a person to be diagnosed with narcolepsy is 8 to 10 years. So what I would tell the managed care community, earlier diagnosis, access to care, and recognizing and understanding the symptoms can be life-changing for people. I think the biggest misconception about narcolepsy is that it's not severe, it's not debilitating, it doesn't impact people's daily lives. Having the fear of being judged along with living with that condition is something that we deal with every day. For someone out there who is just learning about their diagnosis, I would highly recommend joining a support group, because the more that we talk about narcolepsy and share our stories, the more lives we're going to change. And so ending the stigma about narcolepsy is part of my mission and my dream. I'm Shelby, and I'm living with narcolepsy type 1 with cataplexy.